Hi, everyone. My name is Ian. I work at the Fort Worth Public Library, and today I have a very exciting Maker Showcase. Don't forget that we do the Maker Showcase every second Saturday of the month, and I have an entrepreneur that I'm so excited to have on today's show. I'd like to welcome Akira to the Maker Showcase.
Hi, Ian.
Hey, it's nice to have you on here. First of all, I feel like people are going to want to know, how old are you?
I am 13.
That is awesome. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to have you on today. I love to be able to hopefully have our audience see that anybody of any age can be a maker. So let's
Mhm.
talk about your maker talent. What do you do as a maker?
So for me, I bake cakes, treats, bunch of desserts from a bakery. And I like to do cakes the most, but I do a little bit of a mix of everything.
That's so awesome. This is the one time on the Maker Showcase that I actually want like smell-o-vision or something, because I
Yes.
know that those tasty treats would be wonderful right now. So you are 13, you're a baker, and you like to make cakes. What got you started in baking?
Well, I originally started practicing around quarantine, so I had a lot of time to just work on my recipes, things like that. And I decided I'd actually go ahead and launch my business instead of waiting to be older and stuff. I just decided I could start now. And that's when I launched my business, and it's been going good.
That's so awesome. It sounds like from these interviews, I've kind of gathered a few people have started their maker journey during quarantine and during COVID-19. It seems like a lot of people have become makers during COVID-19, which in a way is a silver lining to it, I guess. So you just kind of thought one day, oh, I want to start a business. There was
Yes,
like, no,
my
you're good.
mom, she is an entrepreneur, so she has her own business. And that kind of, in a way, made me realize that I could start my own business too. Even though I'm 13, I can just go for it. So,
That's so awesome. I love that she inspired you. Now, what is your favorite part about baking?
for me, decorating the cakes and giving it to the customers, I love seeing them when they share pictures with their kids eating the cake or something like that. That's just what makes me happy, like decorating it. Also, just customizing it, like for the specific person. That's my favorite part.
That's so awesome. I love that. Now, as you've been going through this, and most of the time, whenever I'm on the Maker Showcase, I'll ask somebody, what did they study in college? Because a lot of times, what they study in college leads into their job. You haven't been to college yet.
No.
So, like, were you interested in science, or what's your favorite subject in school?
For me, I like reading. I like writing stuff and putting my thoughts on paper. But actually, like I guess as a side thing, I was really interested in art and drawing, and that corresponds a lot in baking when like piping frosting on the cake, doing dollops, things like that. That matched up with art. So I'd say that's one of the things that kind of started me. And then also before this, I was homeschooled, and my mom taught me a lot about managing businesses and um, making like how to launch and do all your emails and things like that. So
Yeah, that's probably a skill that a lot of us need to work on is emails and stuff like that, managing our time. It's
yeah.
impressive. So you're homeschooled, so that allows you to be able to spend time on this bakery and be able to kind of wrap your schooling into the bakery, right?
Yes, I've started online school as like a kind of balance between. So since it's online, I get a lot of more freedom. So whenever I have extra time, I get to bake.
That's so awesome. Do you ever like send treats to your team? No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Actually, I have
Oh,
for Valentine's Day, just to make a good impression on them.
absolutely. No,
I'll
that's
send like
awesome.
sweet boxes.
That's so cool. I was just thinking as a joke because a lot of times people will bring treats to their teachers and it's a little harder online, but that's really cool that you sent it to them.
Yes. Before, when I practiced treats, I used to just give them out to my friends because I didn't want to eat them, but I just give it out to them for free and stuff like that. Have them give feedback on it.
Absolutely. Now, what do your friends think about you operating a business?
I mean, a lot of them, when they come over, they like to help me a lot. Like they want to be like, "Oh, can I dip this? Can I do that?" So it's fun to work on it with friends and just decorating things like that.
So your friends help you out in the bakery, which is super cool. Do they ever like want to learn about what you do or like the process? Or it seems like this is a great learning opportunity for them.
I think I have one friend who's really interested in photography, so she loves to take pictures of the treats and stuff I make. But for my other friends, I'm not sure baking is particularly what they like to do. But I have another friend who just launched her soap business. So that's cool. And I love to support her and things like that.
That's really cool that your community is kind of, it's cool that you kind of lean on each other. So you have somebody who's able to take pictures. Do they do your like Instagram or take pictures for your website?
Yes.
That's so cool. That's a great way to get your friends involved too.
Yes.
So I've got to ask, you said you were interested in baking, and I think we kind of talked about it a little bit. I'm backtracking slightly, but I'm super interested. How did you learn everything? Like, did you go to YouTube? Did you read books?
Yes.
How did you learn how to become a great baker?
So at the library, I remember the first cookbook I checked out was like this American Girl doll book with a bunch of little kitty treats and things like that. And I tried baking carrot cake cupcakes and I failed 3 times in a row. I guess I was reading through the recipe too fast or something like that. And I didn't do good. So I kept practicing, looking up YouTube. I actually took I actually took a lot of classes so like for decorating, but during quarantine, I mostly just relied on YouTube. So
Yeah, YouTube is a great resource because you can learn just about anything out there.
yes,
So you like
and
bake? Go ahead.
also there's a lot of bakers that I follow, and watch how they grow, what they did, and kind of take inspiration off of that.
I got to ask, do you like the Great British Baking Show?
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. I've watched the American Kids Baking Challenge, but yeah.
That's cool. I was curious if you had because that's the big rage. Everybody loves to Netflix it and watch that, right? So I
Yes.
was curious about it. So what are I've got to ask another food question. What are your favorite flavors? You talked a lot about you tried the carrot cake and it didn't quite turn out the first three tries, but that's cool. You stuck with it. What are your favorite flavors to work with?
So we did excuse me. We did a custom pound cake, which is a brown butter pound cake. So instead of how it would traditionally be with vanilla or lemon, it's brown butter and brown sugar. And brown butter before was something I never heard of. So it was like a completely custom recipe I made. That's my favorite thing. And I make it a lot. So, but then also for actual cakes, I like cookies and cream. Very basic. So,
Hey, if you like it, that's all that matters, right?
mhm.
So as you progress and continue in your school and go off to college, what do you plan on doing with this? Do you hope to keep the business up and just keep building it, or what do you hope to do in the future?
So far, yes, I do plan to keep going unless something changes. I right now I work from home under the cottage laws and things like that, and I think it would like in the future it would be great for me to work at a kitchen or something like that. Just I see on baking TV shows, people have this huge stand mixer that's on the floor and stuff, and that's always been my dream to get one of those. So yes, that's what I'm interested in for now.
Very cool. Yeah, that I think that mixer might be a little hard to get into a household.
Yes.
Um, do you hope to go to culinary school, or do you want to just stick to baking and pastries, or do you want to move into cooking?
um, I I like baking more than cooking. A lot of people say you can either do one or the other because with cooking, you can just like throw in a little salt, kind of make your own things. But with baking, if you throw in too much salt, it can change your whole recipe up. So right now, when I go to college, I think I really want to focus on business management, um, for for my business. Even if I didn't do baking, that's still a helpful skill for me. And yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome. And I prefer to bake, to be honest. I'm a better baker than I am a cook, I think. So
Yes.
I completely understand what you're talking about. And I have a really bad sweet tooth. So, anyways, so who we talked a little bit about your mom kind of inspiring you. Are there other people that inspire you?
Yes. So my mom, her business and things like that. But seeing, like, when I go on Instagram and just if I just search through people, there's a bunch of other teen bakers, and seeing them post and kind of do videos saying that they do the same stuff I do, that's inspiring to me. That makes me want to keep going. That makes me excited, to meet with them, see all these different teens doing what I'm doing too. So that is really inspiring.
That's so cool, and that is so awesome that you get to see that. Hopefully, you're able to put that back out in the world as well, so other people are able to see you. I
Yeah.
mean, it's good that you're here today, but hopefully you'll get more recognition as well, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we talked a lot about your business and baking, but surely you have other things that you're interested in, maybe other hobbies or other activities that you like to do. Can you tell me more about that?
So outside of baking, I play a lot of volleyball. I kind of like slowed down a little bit with COVID and everything, but I like playing volleyball, outside. Though I don't like to play it in the front yard because the balls will get stuck in my neighbors' yards and they'll just stay there for a while. So I like volleyball. I already talked a little bit about art
Mhm.
that, it corresponds to baking a lot. So yes, those are some things.
Awesome. Do you work in specific mediums when you use art, or you just kind of whatever you have around?
I like using colored pencils and markers.
That's awesome.
And I actually just started, a watercolor unit, and we were doing all these different techniques that were cool. Like even for cakes, I've seen on YouTube how to do paints, like watercolors on a cake. Well, obviously not those exact things, but food safe colors. So that I'm really excited to try.
That's so exciting. And you made the perfect point that there are some really great direct correlations between using artistic tools and baking and decorating. Like
Yeah.
it all kind of corresponds with each other. So that's super cool. Well, I'm so happy to have you here on the show today. And I want to thank you for your time and talking to everybody. If somebody's interested in, if one of our viewers out there is interested, maybe they're your age, maybe a little younger, what advice would you give to somebody who's interested in either becoming an entrepreneur or starting with baking?
Well, I'd say first off, practice makes perfect. Make sure that you have, all your practice down, a few good, strong recipes before starting. And then also, I think just if you can imagine yourself doing something, that means you can do it. You don't have to wait till you're older. You don't have to wait till this happens. Just do it. And I think it's important to get help, get somebody you can kind of have them walk through it with you. So that's what I'd say.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if somebody's watching right now and you're like 5 years old, make sure to get your parents help with the
Yes.
oven and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And where can people find you online?
You can find my website at www.belleofthebakery. And then my socials are Instagram and Facebook at the Belle of the Bakery.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And I can't wait for everyone to see this interview.
Okay, thank you.
All right, everyone. Don't forget to join us next month for the Maker Showcase on the second Saturday of each month. See ya.
Bye.